Respected learners, now we are going to learn about Oedipus-Rex. Oedipus-Rex as a tragedy and Oedipus-Rex character. Oedipus-Rex as an ancient Greek tragedy, Sophocles tried to follow all the rules of tragedy by Aristotle to construct his tragedy Oedipus-Rex. Oedipus is certainly one of the most striking characters in Greek literature. Aristotle gives the example of Oedipus in Sophocles' play as a great and successful tragic hero. The disaster that crushed Oedipus and his family all stemmed from the crime of Leus. Leus is the father of Oedipus. The crime of Leus in seducing Chrysippus, son of Pelops. As a punishment for this sin, Apollo forbade Leus to have any children. He disobeyed the command, and so the god cursed him and his descendants with a terrible fate. In this variant of Oedipus, which is Oedipus-Rex, in this variant of Oedipus' sufferings are simply the payment for the sins of his father. So, Oedipus the king is the story of a prominent king torn by fate and the destiny of the gods. There was a prophecy for him that he will kill his own father and marry to his own mother. It is a Greek play by Sophocles based on mythical subject with tragic flaw and a part of trilogy of Sophocles' play 3 consecutive stories. Although Oedipus' intentions were innocent, he has committed incest and parricide. He himself says, by lamenting on his birth, if I was created so born to this fate, who could deny the savagery of God? We may suppose ever since he succeeded in solving the riddle of the Sphinx, excessive pride and self-confidence induce Oedipus to despise prophecy and to feel almost superior to the gods. He says in his own Hamartia, "But I am a child of luck, I cannot be dishonored. Luck is my mother, the passing months my brother." Hubris, which is his absolute confidence, quickness to anger, and excessive pride on his intelligence leads him to his downfall. In his headstrong, he says to Tiresias, "You child of endless night, you cannot hurt me or any other man who sees the sun." As a prominent king in his jurisdiction, power and politics, social anxiety, the abuse of power and leadership are some factors which proves to make the situation inevitable. Oedipus is affectionate to his people as their king. He himself says, "It is for them I suffer more than for myself." Peripety, in the context of peripety, he says in the play, "Where is a man miserable than I?" And when Tiresias tells him that Polybus was not your father. Actions and consequences, dramatic irony, and the question of guilt and innocence proves that Oedipus is misled by Jocasta into speaking ill of the oracles, though he disbelieves them completely. Jocasta, you are fatally wrong. May you never learn who you are. On one more place, he says, Jocasta, I tell you that you will find no man whose craft will knowledge of the unknowable. When the Corinthian messenger arrives with the news of Polybus' death, Jocasta gets another opportunity to mock at the oracles. She says, "Where are you now, divine prognostications?" When Oedipus traveled to Delphi to ask the oracle of Apollo the truth about his parentage, he was not given the answer he sought, but was told that he would slay his father and have children with his mother. He himself says, what net has God bear weaving for me? On another occasion he says, my God, what have you planned to do to me? If we think this fact, if we think this to the fact that the doom that overlooked Oedipus was inescapable, it would appear that Oedipus was no better than a puppet in the hands of fortune. As Oedipus says fluently, my fair winds brought me here. A well-known critic, Knox, points out about the tragedy of Oedipus. He says, at the beginning of the action, Oedipus sees himself as the doctor. But he is finally revealed as the sick man, the cause of pollution. He is the detective, but he turns out to be the criminal. He is both actor and patient, the seeker and the thing sought, the finder and the thing found, the revealer and the thing revealed. Oedipus's whole life is seen as a kind of quest for his true nature and destiny. Knox points out and says, the catastrophe of Oedipus is that he discovers his own identity. All that Oedipus learns and all that he had to learn is that he was ignorant. His self-discovery is a self-destruction. In concluding remarks, Oedipus' pride, ignorance, insolence, and disbelief in the gods, and unrelenting quest for the truth ultimately contribute to his destruction. We may confidently say that at the end of this whole discussion, Sophocles-Oedipus-rex is the greatest tragedy which fulfills all the rules of tragedy that Aristotle describes in his book Aristotle Poetics. According to Aristotle Poetics, Sophocles tried to write Oedipus-Rex